Thiago Santos versus Johnny Walker takes place this weekend in the main event of UFC Fight Night Vegas 38, Santos versus Walker, and I can't wait for this all-Brazilian showdown in the main event, in the light heavyweight division. Two top-ranked contenders take on each other, and this is guaranteed excitement. I believe a great bet to make, first of all, before I even get into my prediction here, is that this will not go the distance. I do not see that happening whatsoever. Both guys always go for the finish, and if they don't go for the finish, they're going to be tired by the end, which means most likely Santos will take over if Johnny Walker starts to fade, or Johnny Walker might take over if Santos starts to fade, but I see this going one way. Thiago Santos, I believe, is going to get this one done against Johnny Walker. I can't make a prediction of Johnny Walker without bringing up just the fact that it's MMA and it's completely random, and maybe Johnny Walker could win in some crazy universe where he gets rocked 5 times in the first round and somehow scrambles his way back on top and lands some good shots with elbows behind the ear of Thiago Santos, just like he did against Ryan Spann. But watching that Ryan Spann fight again was really worrying. Really worrying. Now, this is a big fight for the light heavyweight division. You've got number 5, Thiago Santos, number 10, Johnny Walker. This would really change the state of Johnny Walker's career. If he did get this win against an aging Santos, who hasn't seemed as good as maybe he was before in his career, as of recent fights, it would be huge. He would be right up the top, and maybe with another win against a top-ranked contender, we could end up seeing at some point Johnny Walker versus Yuri Prohaska, which I believe would be one of the best fight promos of all time. But either way, Santos versus Walker. I can't pick Walker without just saying it could be random and he could win. I see so many openings on Johnny Walker in his fights. Every single fight he seems to get tagged rushing in, at least recently, with a check hook. And Thiago Santos has really nasty check hooks. Really, really nasty counter hooks in any position of the fight. Glover Teixeira's coming forward against him. He lands a bunch of hooks on the counter, drops Glover Teixeira, gets on top, lands good shots in the first round. Glover Teixeira turns it round. Glover Teixeira has a good second round, but then in the third round, again, Glover Teixeira rushes in. Thiago Santos catches him with those check hooks. Even against Jan Blachowicz, I believe in the third or fourth round of their fight, I want to say the fourth round at UFC Prague, I believe it was, Thiago Santos was doing okay against Jan Blachowicz. Blachowicz was unsure whether or not he was winning the fight. He rushed in like a bit of a maniac, just like how Johnny Walker is going to this weekend, I assume. And he got laid out cold by Thiago Santos as well. Plus, Jimmy Manoa got caught with a hook as well. I just see so many openings in Johnny Walker's game. And if you watch that Ryan Spann fight, it's not even that he's not even being figured out. It's just like Ryan Spann is seeing him in range. And why are you in range? Here's a fucking check hook. Down you go, you stupid fuck. Like, Johnny Walker seems to have so much of a reach advantage over certain opponents, and he does have a massive reach advantage here over Thiago Santos, which is a little bit of a concern in all honesty if you're picking Thiago Santos, because I'll tell you this, Johnny Walker is going to be way bigger than him and way rangier than him. 6'5" versus 6'2", 82-inch reach for Johnny Walker versus a 76-inch reach for Thiago Santos. I mean, I got longer arms than Thiago Santos, and it's Johnny Walker. He's a huge guy for the light heavyweight division, but that comes at a cost. Draining all of that weight is going to be bad for his chin, and it's not even like he's getting hit with good shots. And if Santos does land good shots, which he always does, even against John Jones, Walker's going to be in trouble. Now, there could be a reality where Thiago Santos just doesn't have it anymore, shows up a little bit like he did for the Rakic fight, and maybe doesn't get as much activity as he maybe should do, and sits there and waits, and eventually gets caught by something by a big Johnny Walker, spinning back fist after a missed front leg hook kick or something like that. Like, Johnny Walker can make something crazy happen, and maybe Thiago Santos goes out there a bit gun-shy. But he didn't look gun-shy against Glover Teixeira, and I believe he only looked gun-shy against Rakic because Rakic's leg kicks seem to immediately change the way fighters feel about themselves in a cage with him. Seems to be the reality of an Alexander Rakic fight against Anthony Smith. He chops at the leg 3 times in the first round. Smith barely could walk for the rest of the fucking fight and just accepted bottom position. Thiago Santos, couple of leg kicks land from Johnny Walker in the first round. He basically does nothing until the third, where Rakic kind of figures that he's won the fight based on the first 2 rounds. Now, it was a very close fight with Rakic. I just hope that Santos goes out there switched on, which I believe he will, because I feel like his career is kind of on the line here. I don't see them keeping him on for too much longer if he does lose to Johnny Walker, and he might be in a situation where, okay, if you lose again, we're going to have to get rid of you right now, because I think he's on a 4-fight losing streak if he loses this one. I mean, seeing what they did to Woodley, they might just get rid of Santos altogether to, like, not have him beat a bunch of up-and-comers that could be in the rankings and could be new guys to promote. So I can see a reality where they cut Thiago Santos for losing here, but I think Santos has got him with that check hook. Ryan Spann, so many times in that fight, Walker rushes in with his chin way up higher, and I just don't think those problems can be addressed, because when you're under the adrenaline of a fight, you're going to go back to doing those things. Johnny Walker can keep a tennis ball under his chin while he throws punches in the gym for a whole year straight, and he has had a year to reconfigure himself and try and fix some things. But it's just, he's so open, and in a fight you're going to go back to what you know. And when you're fighting Thiago Santos, and there's that fear that you could be KO'd in the first round, because I'm sure as a young Brazilian MMA prospect, he's looking up to a guy like Thiago Santos, a Brazilian who's in the UFC, who's fighting the top guys, who's fighting in big fights at the very top of the division, who's KOing guys left, right and centre. Johnny Walker's going to have a lot of respect for Thiago Santos, and I'm sure he's seen throughout watching Santos' career a bunch of KO highlights, and I think that's all going to play in his mind when he's out there on the night, and I think he's going to be too jittery, find himself out of range, and get clipped rushing in against Thiago Santos. Now, maybe Johnny Walker comes out there and throws a jab, which I've never seen him do in his entire career, I feel like. Maybe he does, and maybe we see a new Johnny Walker, who throws front kicks, who throws leg kicks, who throws jabs, who throws oblique kicks, and maybe we see a completely reinvented guy. But I'm not betting on reinventions. You know what I'm saying? I'm not betting on a Johnny Walker to completely change everything so he wins. I don't think that's how it's going to work. I'm going to judge these two guys on their recent performances, and I'm justifying Santos' inactivity because it was Alexander Rakic, and his leg kicks change people's minds about what they want to do with a career. I think Santos catches him rushing him in the first round. I think he's going to be very patient. A lot of feints from both guys. Not a lot gets thrown. Walker goes in for something. Bink. Down he goes. First round KO for Thiago Santos. He's so open, Johnny Walker, and he's so chinny, and he does find ways to survive like he did against Ryan Spann, and honestly, he's so explosive, he's very good on the ground. So if Thiago Santos does go to the ground with Johnny Walker, Walker finds a way out the back. He'll find a way out the exit. Like, he'll find a way out on the ground. He'll just buck and weave like he did against Nikita Krylov and have some kind of explosivity to find his way back to the feet. However, we've also seen in Johnny Walker fights that he does slow down like he did against Nikita Krylov. And when you're in a 5-rounder for the first time in your career, I don't like a history of slowing down. I like a history of going 5 hard rounds to a split decision loss to John Jones with one fucking leg. And a KO win over Jan Blachowicz in the 4th round. KO power that late into a fight. One-shot KO power basically against Jan Blachowicz. I know he followed up afterwards, but Jan was kind of put out by that big shot. Don't see this going well for Walker. I hope he wins. I'm rooting for Johnny Walker. He's the younger guy. I don't want to see just way more 38-year-olds at the top of these fucking divisions. Middleweight's got that problem right now. Light heavyweight's looking to keep that problem. Jan Blachowicz is a champ, as a very old man. Glover Teixeira's getting a title shot. You've got Thiago Santos, Anthony Smith making a resurgence. I know Smith's not too old, but still, I think divisions are better when guys are younger and in their prime, rather than slower and winning fights based on experience. So I am rooting for Walker, but Santos cracks him on the chin all day. It's not big shots that land on Walker, man. Corey Anderson shouldn't have a KO ever in his career. Shouldn't be allowed. The man lost to Gian Villante. You shouldn't have a KO in your career. Corey Anderson is like one of the lightest hitters there are in the sport, and one decent shot on Johnny Walker's chin and he's all over the place. Whoa, wobbling all over the place. Big shot from Ryan Spann, sinks down to the canvas, his legs go completely out from underneath him. It's not even that he's getting hit, rocked, trying to stay composed, then hit again and KO'd. He's getting hit by shots and his whole legs and everything about his body is completely switching off, and he's not able to recover from these situations. That tells me he's got a little bit of a chin issue, much like Anthony Joshua, who seems to have the same problem in his own career. When he gets hit by a big shot, there's no like sudden wobble. He doesn't go out cold immediately straight away. He gets hit and there's an immediate jolt down his system, the legs go funny, he starts backing up and wobbling all over the place. He just doesn't seem to react to shots the right way. And Santos always lands shots on his opponent. And I'll tell you this, that first round against Rakic was very close, okay? And that third round against Rakic was clearly Thiago Santos' round. So any of the judges that scored that fight 30-27 for Rakic should be ashamed. And in all honesty, as much as we do rip apart Santos for that Rakic performance, he won a round against Rakic. And that didn't happen often, okay? Ozdemir won one round against Rakic, lost the other two, somehow got his fucking hand raised. No idea how that happened. However, Rakic did injure his leg in that fight and have a massive hematoma over his shin. But Rakic doesn't really lose rounds recently. Against Smith, he dominated him the whole way through, won the entire fight. So Santos even being able to do okay in the third and clearly outland Rakic is actually a good sign for him. And he made those first two rounds kind of close as well, even though there wasn't a lot going on. I trust Santos. It's worrying because Walker is a good underdog to pick because he can come out on the good end of some of these wild exchanges. And if you do want to pick Johnny Walker, go watch the Jimmy Manuwa fight with Thiago Santos, because Thiago Santos, although finishing Jimmy Manuwa, does not put Mr. Chinny Manuwa away in the first round. He takes a lot of shots to do so, and Manuwa gets rocked, and Santos goes a little bit too recklessly in and misses a couple of shots, but I think he's more composed now, and I think if he lands any of the shots he landed against Teixeira on Johnny Walker, Walker ain't getting through it like Teixeira is. Teixeira's built a different stuff, and Walker's just a bit too clumsy. He really is just a little bit too clumsy. Like, he doesn't quite know what he's doing. Looks like he's on ice skates out there a lot of the time. Finds himself out of range too much. I mean, even against Ryan Spann, again, I go back to this. Front kick in the first round. He tries to land it. He is in elbow distance of Ryan Spann while he throws this front kick to the body. It's a front kick to the body. It's a range-finding technique. And Johnny Walker is like throwing it way past his opponent as Spann is within elbow range of Johnny Walker. Like, he could elbow him from that range, and Walker is choosing front kicks to the body. I know he's got a decent record. I know he's got some decent wins, but he's been KO'd so many times. I just can't trust him to get this one done. But again, I'm questioning myself because David fucking Branch, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, fucking laid out Santos in the first round. So it's so risky. But Santos surely cracks this guy and puts him away. Big win, whoever gets it. I think the winner of this one will be looking to take on the loser of Jan Blachowicz versus Glover Teixeira. But then again, I think we need to maybe forget about that matchup being made because Glover Teixeira, Jan Blachowicz, I assume the loser of that one's going to retire. If Teixeira loses, I don't see him looking for another 3-fight win streak to get himself back on the title shot. If Jan Blachowicz loses, he's accomplished everything. I don't see him taking that damage and continuing with his career. I don't see that happening whatsoever. And there's a lot of young guys at the top right now. Rakic is going to be taking on Smith. Maybe the winner of this could make a very 5D chess move. I know the promo for Smith versus Rakic is good, but in all honesty, it was domination from Rakic in the first fight, and there's not much intrigue to see that fight again. The winner of this, especially if it's Thiago Santos, no, not if it's Thiago Santos, if Johnny Walker pulls off a win here, he could get that Rakic fight. Fresh matchup. Rakic hasn't fought him before. Bigger name than Anthony Smith. Not a bigger name than Anthony Smith, but like a more promotable highlight reel than Anthony Smith, especially if he KOs Santos in the first round. Let's not forget, Thiago Santos finished Anthony Smith with body shots. So, if Walker was a smart man, if he did pull off an upset here against Thiago Santos, I would try and steal that matchup from Anthony Smith against Alexander Rakic. We'll see how it goes. The winner of this one could also be looking at the winner of Ankalaev versus Ozdemir. I think that's a more likely situation because I think the winner of this one's going to need at least 2 more fights to get themselves back to that title shot. Johnny Walker's only on a 1-fight win streak right now. If he wins this, he'll be on a 2-fight win streak. I'd like these guys to be on 3-4-fight win streaks before they get title shots in the UFC. Yuri being the exception because of the guys that he's beaten, of course. I'd like to see the winner of Ankalaev Ozdemir take on the winner of Santos versus Johnny Walker, and then the winner of that eventual one down the line taking on whoever doesn't have the belt next year in Rakic or Prohaska, and then that's how they get their title shot down the line. We'll see how it goes, though. The loser of this one's going to be set back big time. If Santos loses, I definitely could see him getting cut. If Johnny Walker loses, especially by KO, tough to see him winning fights from now on. He's a big guy for the division. He's very dangerous. Just way too chinny. Can't trust that chin, especially against a big power puncher like Santos, who's got great counters and great timing. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Click that button up there. Toodle pip. I'll see you later. Goodbye.